All right, everybody. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm about to head into a meeting. So my watch is talking to me. Andrea has made me hungry, asking everybody what they're going to do for Christmas. So that's awesome. She's getting ideas, is what she's doing. She's getting ideas. So big shout out. I see Maria. We have a lot of people that tune into the Coach's Corner that not they're not necessarily in our business or whatnot, but we love you, we appreciate you, but we also like to give shout outs. And Maria is doing an event today. So prayers going up to you, Maria. And I got to give a big shout out to Brandon McIntyre, a buddy of mine out of Lubbock, Texas, doing big things in the business. Many of you are. So keep up the great work. Which kind of goes into this morning. This morning's talk, we told you yesterday, we were kind of comparing the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset person. And today we're going to focus on growth. And again, I think you got to take the word and you got to reflect where you're at in this season. Okay? Because I've had seasons of my life where I've been in a massive growth mode. I'm my watch is really having fun with me this morning. So
Siri, be quiet.
Yeah. Right now I'm in a big growth mindset in the fact of where I want my 2023 to go to. Right. But I hadn't always been there, man. I've went into a year. How many of you, if you were honest with yourself, you've been like at the end of a year going into the next year and your mindset is just stinky thinking. It's like I can't get out of my own head. I can't get out of it. And it's negative. I got a negative mindset, or maybe I'm surrounded by some negative people. And I challenge you to fight through that if that's the season you're in. I've been there. I understand it. Luckily for me right now, I'm not. I've surrounded myself with really people that are moving, they're thriving, they're excited about the new year. And so I went and got my binder yesterday. My I know many of you did. I got it, and I'm going to post mine on Renew You. And I mean, I'm really focused on my names list and things so I can go grow. But a growth mindset means you thrive on challenges. What's your challenge for 2023? Like what are you going to accomplish? What's that goal? What's that challenge? Another growth mindset means don't see failure as a way to describe yourself, but as a springboard for growth and developing your abilities. 2022, I had some loss. I love diversification. I love to diversify my income. And there were some things that I lost in 2022. But you know what? I'm going to make up for it in 2023. I'm going to make up for it in a big way in 2023. Your intelligence and talents are based on your efforts, and they can be grown. That's what a growth mindset person is thinking. Your intelligence, your talents are based on your efforts, what you're going to do, and they can be grown. Like that. I love that. Simply put, the mindset means that you believe in your ability to become better through hard work, through taking action, and through the help of others. And this is where I put 2x2 partner. Who is your running mate right now for 2023? Is it your significant other? Is it a coworker? Like who's your partner you're partnered up with? And I challenge you to pick a partner that's going to stretch you, that's going to make you better, that's going to grow you, a partner that maybe is better than you are. Maybe they've out-earned you. Maybe they've whatever, but a partner, you're going to grow to the level you surround yourself with. And so for me, I want to have people in my circle that I'm partnered with that have more money than I do, that have more wisdom than I do, that have been there, done it. And if I can get around those people, I can stretch myself for greatness. That's where I'm focused in 2023. So my belief has to be centered around a growth mindset. So although people differ in our talents, in our aptitudes, in our interests, in our temperaments, every human can change and grow through experiences, through application, through pushing yourself. So here's the characteristic, and I'm going to turn it to Andrea. Characteristics of a growth mindset. Ask yourself, do you have this today? If not, work to get it by the end of the year. Number one, you believe that achievements are down to efforts, not just inherent talent. Number two, you're willing to learn from your mistakes and find value in criticism. Number three, you believe that your intelligence and ability can be developed. Number four, you're willing to ask questions and admit when you don't know something. This has been a challenge of mine right there. Do I ask enough questions, and do I admit when I don't know something and find somebody that knows the answer? And then the last, you seek out challenging tasks and take on risk. Another area of my life that sometimes I've struggled in is I get in that land of comfort. I know what I know, and it sure is comfortable and warm in that area. But a growth mindset person goes, I know what I know. I want to learn more. I want to grow more. I want to make my dash of life more meaningful. And that's where I want to be focused going into the new year. So, Andrea, I'm going to turn it to you. I know you're going over the benefits.
Well, I love that. I love that. I love that. That was a powerful one. And I loved this whole, obviously, you guys know, I read about the growth mindset and the fixed mindset, and I thought, ooh, this is a place I need to improve. So I've really enjoyed this one, and I hope I can learn some lessons, and hopefully we can benefit you guys too. But, why do we want a growth mindset? What are the benefits? And it's whether it's in business or just everyday life, there are so many benefits of fostering a growth mindset, both short-term and long-term. So here are a couple of them. So it can help us become more resilient in the face of setbacks. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that I could definitely use that. I read a book this last year. Some of you guys might have heard Coach talk about it with the Outwitting the Devil. And in that book, it talks about if, most people, they're going to have one big failure. Like we're all going to have a big failure or a small failure of some kind. But where we can stay there is when we sit in that failure and we just let it define us the rest of our life. So that growth mindset lets us see the failure, live with the failure, and say, okay, great lesson, and keep moving forward and get through that difficult situation. A growth mindset allows us to reframe that and say, well, that was a good challenge, right? That was a great challenge for, my business or my finances or my family, whatever, but we're overcomers, and we're going to get through to the next side. A growth mindset also allows us to become more adaptable. So, if we feel overwhelmed by big changes, it can freeze us. Now, I'm a freezer. You guys know this, like what, fight, flight, or fawn, or freeze. I can definitely be the freeze where I can just sit there. But a growth mindset allows us to see those big changes, those big challenges as something to overcome, as a speed bump rather than a roadblock. And then next, a growth mindset allows us to really cultivate that positive attitude. And I don't mean that fake one where your house is on fire and you're like, everything's awesome, everything's just really great. The true positive attitude where you can see the challenges in your life and you can say, okay, well, this is not ideal. I don't love this right now, but I know that I can survive. I know that I can get to the other side. I know that I was made to thrive because all y'all are awesome people. Don't we talk about that all the time? How amazing you guys are. So I know that I was made for more and that I can get to the other side. So I've got 7 ways that I'm going to run through really quickly. You guys know I love my list. 7 ways to develop a growth mindset. I'm going to try to do this in like a minute. So first of all, we've got to listen to the mindset inside of our mind. So this was all y'all, yes. So this was really eye-opening to me that I didn't really pay attention to what type of mindset I had. So you have to first identify, do you really tend to be more of a fixed mindset, or do you tend to be more of a growth mindset? We've got to identify it first before we can decide if this is an area that we need to improve. Next, we need to recognize that we have a choice. Like this voice in my head, sometimes I think she's somebody else, but really it's just me, right? So I have the absolute choice to decide, nope, that's not how I'm going to talk to myself today, and I can reframe it. So with that, number 3 is to talk back with that growth mindset. So if normally I can say to myself, I can't do that, I can say, ooh, in the past, I wasn't able to do that, but today I know that I can learn and grow. So hear what might be the negative, more fixed thoughts, and then flip it around and reframe it when you talk back to yourself. Next is practice. So put yourself in those moments that are challenging. Put yourself, challenge yourself, set a goal. A lot of us right now are running for VIP 3. We've had lots of people like Mike on here. They just hit VIP 1. Congratulations. Like a lot of people, I can't see that many faces, so I'm not forgetting any of you, but a lot of us are running for that. Well, by running for it, we're actually giving ourselves a chance to have that growth mindset. Because I'll tell you, I've actually spoken with people that said, oh no, I can't do that, so I'm not going to try. And it's like, ooh, doesn't that hurt? Like, oh, I know I can't do something. I don't want there to be anything in my world that I can say, like I might look at Lance and say, I could never do that. I'm not going to try. But why? Like it might take me 5 years to train for it, but I can absolutely try, right? Let's try. Next is find outside inspiration. So look around the people in your circle and who do you see really striving? Who do you see that don't get stopped by the things that might stop us? And go try to become a mouse in their pocket, eavesdrop a little bit, have some conversations, see what you can do to learn from them and be inspired by their attitude shift. Next, oh, this is a big one for some of us, maybe me, stop seeking outside approval. So if we're constantly worried, if I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, what is Colleen going to think of me when I say this? Oh, she's going to laugh at me. Well, I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to share. And I'm not going to grow. That's just an overcoming or a negative belief. It's a fixed belief. So stop worrying about the thoughts of all the people around you and just focus on growing yourself. And then lastly, and I needed this one, I've said it 8 times, replace failing with learning. So I'm not failing, I'm learning today. So that was hopefully the what's that called? The blue book version? No, Cliff Note version of how to develop a growth mindset. Blue book is selling your car, but whatever.
Thank you, Andrea. That was great. That was great. Guys, we appreciate you. Again, we're going to work through this as we go into the new year. Hunter Gold, appreciate your comments, brother. Appreciate you. Listen, I'm so happy. I look across social media. I see so many of you that are stretching, growing, challenging your limits, not limiting your challenges. And for that, like I'm like in your corner rooting you on. Great job. So love you guys. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Thank
Have a good
you.
Wednesday.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Session